morning, students, and welcome to week 2 of our summer semester here, and we are zooming along. Looks like everyone has been into the course and most people are on track completing their assignments. I just wanted to briefly go over where you should be right now and kind of a little bit of a look back and a little bit of a look forward to situate ourselves. So if we look at our syllabus here, this is where we are, right? Is that we've completed week 1, part 1, and week 1, part 2. And I've gotten some good people contacting me already saying, I'm not sure I understand the assignment, and we've talked about it over the phone. So if you're one of those people that's still in this kind of questionable territory and you're having a lot of concern about it, please reach out to me. I've got office hours tomorrow during the morning, but we can also talk through the phone if that's easier for you, or I plan to be on campus for a few hours, the Claremont campus tomorrow. So if you want to come meet face-to-face, we can do that too. So what you should have already done is, you've completed all your getting started tasks, you completed your chapter 1 reading and the quiz, you looked over the rhetorical analysis assignment, and you read over some sample student essays, so hopefully that gave you an idea of where you want to go. And they may have looked a little bit different to you because I've done different variations. A rhetorical analysis is just an analysis of a persuasive text. And text, that word, can mean lots of things. I've had students analyze campaign advertisements, commercials, speeches, documentaries, so there's a lot of variation there. So if you see them and you're kind of feeling like, well, my gosh, they're all analyzing these different kinds of things, that's true. And for your purposes too, some of you may choose to analyze a written text, an article that's persuasive, and some of you might choose a video, and some of you might choose a speech, which is, you could read the transcript, so it could be in written form, or you might just watch the video, and therefore it would be, more visual and auditory. So please don't let that confuse you with the idea what you're analyzing is. Oh gosh, what is going on here? Just ignore this. Can we ignore this? We don't want to change our color scheme. Okay, hopefully that didn't throw you off. So we did all that, and then we did week 2, right? You read chapter 9 and took the reading quiz, hopefully, although there's no proof on my end. You listened to these PowerPoints, and I apologize that you had to download these and listen to them that way. I'm working on getting them all on YouTube, but it's just something I kind of do on the side, so gotta get some time together to do those. I am currently reading and giving feedback on your discussion posts that were due this morning, right, by 9 a.m. So there's one where you analyze logos, and logos was broken down in that PowerPoint into 3 more kind of categories or subcategories of claim, support, and assumption. And support can even be broken down further into different kinds of evidence and reasons. And assumption is also synonymous with the word warrants. It just depends on what rhetorician or what scholar we're following, whether they call it an assumption or a warrant. But they're very similar. They deal with values and beliefs that underlie arguments. So I'm giving feedback on those. So far it looks really good. You guys are right on track, so that's good. And then discussion posts for analyzing ethos, pathos, and logos. I've got to read those and give some feedback as well. But so far what I've seen of those anyway looks good. That everyone's being very specific, that they're pulling direct quotations or very specific paraphrases and summaries from the argumentative text, the article that they looked at. They do seem to understand the difference between ethos, pathos, and logos and how those are used. So these assignments are all meant to test those skills, your ability to identify these parts before you get to the rhetorical analysis final draft where you get graded on them. So I am grading you on these discussion posts, but basically on the discussion posts, I view that as being similar. Oh my gosh, stop these pop-ups. No, leave me alone. But these discussion posts I view as analogous to the discussions we would have in a classroom, where you just get class participation points for taking part of them. And it's a risk-free zone, right? You don't get graded on your discussion. You can ask questions, you can be wrong, you can try and not do it right, but you get that feedback from me that says, okay, we're really looking for something more like this. You're not on the right track, or you're thinking about this just a little bit off, or I'd like to see more of X in here, whatever X is. So I'm viewing the discussion post as a safe place for you to try out these skills. And even when we get into, here we are this week, right? So one of the things you're going to be working on this week is posting the rhetorical analysis rough draft, the first half. So by that I mean, if the rhetorical analysis is a minimum of a 3-page assignment, your first half would be a page and a half. And that also is, I view as pretty risk-free, is I want you to do the best you can. A rough draft doesn't mean like really, really rough. It probably means as good as you can get, a page and a half. And I am there to tell you, yes, you're on the right track, or you've got too much of this or too little of that. And if you do the assignment, if you complete it, and all the parts of it, then you get 100% for doing that. And it's not until we get to the actual rhetorical analysis essay that you don't submit until the 19th that you're going to get assessed, through a grade, through feedback, that way. So for this week, did we cover? Yes. So we did all that last week, and that was due this morning by 9 a.m. It looks like a few people are in there doing that, so I'll get in touch with you. If you haven't done these things, I will tap you on the shoulder and say, you haven't done these things, and please see my late policy, because it's only on the essays, the major works, the final drafts, that I allow people to turn things in late. And even then, it's with a point deduction. But discussion posts, quizzes, things like that will not be accepted late. And again, you can review our syllabus if you want more on that policy, or you can talk to me. So this week you should be in preparation for 519 by 9 a.m. You want to have all these things finished. Reading chapter 2 and taking the reading quiz, looking over these documents about rhetorical analysis introductions, body paragraphs, thesis statements, organization. There's a video on MLA format. There's a web page on the works cited list MLA format. And there's also then finally the rough draft. So a lot going on this week. And feel free, if you want to meet with me and talk about any of this, I'm happy to do that too. So that's all due by 5/14. So that's Wednesday at 9 a.m. That's not very far away. Please let me know if you need my help. All right, have a good week.